Good morning. So today we are doing an unboxing of the HIBLOW Baby C-5F. I got this on a 7/7 sale from Lazada. The usual price is about $98 from the N30 Tank Shop. But because of the 7/7 sale, I got it for around $83 after coupons and discounts and the 7/7 sale day itself. So shipping came quite fast. I ordered it on a Saturday. I got it on I think it's a Tuesday, so that's probably like 4 days from the time I ordered to the time it was delivered to my house. So today we're gonna go ahead and unbox this HIBLOW Baby C-5F. Now I saw a lot of reviews online and the manufacturing descriptions itself saying that this is a very silent air pump, silent and powerful air pump. For comparison, I have a big boy 10,200B or something like that that has 4 nozzles, pumps out 3.5 liters per second, or is it per minute? I can't remember. What is it at? Per minute, 3.5 liters per minute. For comparison, this HIBLOW Baby, at the low setting, it only has 1 nozzle. At the low setting, it pumps out 3.5 liters per minute already, and at a high setting, it pumps out 6 liters per minute. So based on the reviews and everything online, it does seem like this is an extremely silent air pump. Now I needed an air pump that was silent to put into my room because my fish tanks, I want them to go into my bedroom. But I am a very light sleeper, so noisy air pump is not gonna do. So this pump is expensive, but based on the reviews, it's supposed to be very silent, and which is why I've paid the premium price for it. As you can tell, it's usually designed to cater more towards arowanas and big pumps with big air stones and big bubbles and things like that. But I'm actually going to use it for a 4-tank setup, mainly for shrimp keeping. Yes, I keep shrimps. The usual Nero Caridinas, etc. But basically, I needed an air pump that was silent, that could fit or powerful sponge filters. So this is why I purchased the HIBLOW Baby, and it's what I'm keen to test out today. So this is the unboxing of it, and I guess here we go, because it's kind of exciting. It's a very expensive air pump, and I hope it lives up to the reviews. And I thought that, because I read everything I read and seen online is really more descriptive in nature, and didn't really have a good sense of whether it was really more silent than any of the other air pumps out there. So that's the reason why I'm making this video as well, so to give you a bit of a sense of whether this is actually worth the money. Because I think the design hasn't changed in like 30 years or something. Apparently there's supposed to be no moving parts in it, and that's why it makes it so silent. So now I guess we should test it out. And also I have another HIBLOW air pump that has 4 nozzles. It's supposed to be silent, but once you plug it in, it's noisy as hell. So let's see today if this actually works out the way it should, and whether it's actually worth the price of the $90 or so that you're gonna pay for if you're in Singapore, of course. Elsewhere, take the exchange rates probably in the $80s or $100 region. But yep, let's see if it lives up to its name. So here we go, unboxing. So it comes in this nice yellow package box, obviously very Japanese oriented. You can see all the Japanese words on it. Obviously generally geared more towards the bigger fish types, discus, arowana, but I guess you can use it for anything. It's really just an air pump, right? And of course, there's the higher powered air pumps for the HIBLOW series, the HIBLOW 20, 40, 80, etc. But I didn't need that much power, so I decided to go for this instead. I was tempted, but those look too big, too expensive, and potentially noisy as well. What attracted me about this was really its supposed silent feature. So it comes in a very, I guess, extensive packaging. A lot of cardboard. You got a worn, I guess, instruction card here, but a lot of it is in Japanese. I'm not sure if there are any other languages in it. Doesn't seem like it. Mostly Japanese stuff. Oh yeah, there's actually some English. This looks like warranties and whatnot. Let's see if they have actually English explanations. It's just these are the warranty stuff. Not sure if they have. Okay. There's a bit of instructions here in English. It says high efficiency operations based on the principle of electromagnetic vibration, which eliminates the need for sliding parts, hence minimizing power consumption and offering high efficiency. Well, that's no lubrication necessary, low noise, compact and powerful, and supposed to be durable and smooth airflow. I guess let's find out. There's no other way to do it. There's also instructions on how you can clean and exchange the filter. There's a small filter part beneath this part here, which you can take out and all. But I won't do that today because I'm just trying to test out how loud it is. Hopefully it works. Again, haven't tested it out at all. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do that. Put the box aside. Continue the unwrapping. I'd say the wires a bit behind here. There's a little bit of a notch behind where it keeps all the wires. So let's pull it out. Let's try to something flew out. It's just some wrapping, should be fine. Then the back looks like that. It's a 2-pin plug, Singapore 2-pin plug, UK 2-pin plug. I guess in the US it might be different. You have the straight pins. But otherwise it's fine. Okay, then I guess you slide this over to the side and try to flip it out across. Pull it out a little bit, and there you go. It's very well cut and everything just to fit the whole thing. Your usual other run-of-the-mill air pumps usually just shoved into a cardboard box without much of the positioning and things to hold it in place. So a lot of times you wonder if the nozzle is damaged and all. No, this one is perfectly fine. It's well protected. Everything's nicely wrapped. Exquisite detail from, I guess, what you expect from a Japanese product. Although I'm not sure where it's actually made. Japanese design for sure. Engineered and produced by Techno Takatsuki Co. Limited Japan. It's engineered and produced there, so I guess that means it was made in Japan itself. So I guess if it's made in Japan itself, generally you expect that the quality is higher, although nowadays that's just to be politically correct, might not be true. Things that are made in China could be equally as exquisite, but generally you expect that if it's made in Japan, you pay a bit of a premium for it, and hopefully it's a bit better. So let's go ahead and unwrap this. Still struggling. There's obviously a lot of packaging, a lot of wrapping, which is good, which is what you expect when you pay for a premium product. Slide it out from the plastic bag. There you go. It's a nice gold color. It's a bit larger than the size of a big grapefruit, I guess. The color in itself, it's very nice. It's obviously some sort of chromed over version of gold on plastic. So there you go. This is the HIBLOW Baby air pump. There's a little bit of shaky things in there, so hopefully that doesn't damage anything. But there are a lot of plastic rubber stoppers at the bottom, so I guess this would help with in terms of keeping stability and the noise down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The high versus low power switch thing right now is put at high. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over to low, just so that it doesn't overwhelm the air pump on the first start. Then the air filters are here. I suppose you can eventually take this out and clean it and whatnot, keep it running smoothly. There you go. So I guess there's no separate on and off buttons, so I'm gonna go ahead and uncoil the wire and plug it in and see how silently it actually runs. Alright, wire is normal good expected quality. It's not thin or anything. It's clearly thick wire that is, dependable. Again, normal 2-pin plug. Wire is decently long. I would say at least a meter and a half. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and plug it in. Alright, now I've got it plugged in. We'll try to turn on the switch and we'll see how it goes. 3, 2, 1, here we go. The key to testing whether it's silent or not is when you put your finger over the nozzle. Because I noticed that for my other air pumps, once there's some resistance in there, the sound profile changes a lot. Now, without a tubing or anything attached to this still has quite a bit of sound, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's actually more silent than any other normal air pump, but what I just noticed that when I just put my finger quickly across is that the sound actually goes down pretty significantly once you put your finger in front of it. Now there's hardly any sound at all. It's a very low-key vibration, and I'm about, 80 centimeters away from my phone. So this is pretty good. I can't hear anything at all. Like, I do not believe that this would disturb my sleep in any significant way. Again, here's with the finger on, giving it some resistance. And then here's finger off. Still pretty noisy when you take your finger off, there's no resistance and air is free flowing. You can actually hear that this unit itself is vibrating a little bit. It's like sound that you expect from an air pump. But then once you put your finger there, silence. So I guess just for comparison purposes, I'm gonna take out my HIBLOW air pump and see how different that sort of noise profile is. Again, free flow without any resistance, finger on. Free flow without any resistance, finger on. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna put my HIBLOW air pump over there for comparison, and we'll see. So this is on low setting. Actually, before we go there, this is on low setting. So why don't we go ahead and try it on the high setting right now. I'm gonna lift it up. The switch over here, I'm gonna turn it over to high power mode. So 6 liters per minute in high power mode, 3.5 liters per minute in low power mode. So let's go again. So in high power mode now. The noise is definitely higher. You can hear the vibration a bit more. Again, this is without any resistance. This is in high power mode without any resistance, 6 liters per minute. So I'm gonna put my finger in front of it and let's see how it does. Silence. The only thing I hear is my own voice, and maybe the air conditioner in my room. Yes, so there will be some background noise for you guys on the video. That's the air conditioner in my room. But honestly, this is really silent. I wouldn't be able to hear it. In fact, I probably hear the sound of the water being pumped out of my sponge filters more than I actually hear this thing. Pretty confident I won't hear this. Again, finger on, finger off in high power mode. Finger off, finger on. Alright, so with that said, let's go ahead and compare it to my HIBLOW 4-nozzle air pump. So this is my HIBLOW 4-nozzle air pump, model ACO 9610. So it's fairly new. I bought it maybe a month ago, and the reason why I bought the other air pump, the HIBLOW Baby, is because I found this to be really noisy even when put it outside my room. Now there's a big difference here again. Here the reverse is true based on my prior just kept using it for the last couple of weeks, that without any resistance on the nozzles, it's actually more silent than it is when there's some resistance on the nozzles. This also the better sort of the better thing about this is you can control the airflow with this valve on top. It goes from high to low. There's this dial over here where you can just adjust it. It's much more there's more granularity in the control, more detail. So you can twist it around, turn it around, and there'll be basically you can control the airflow that way. It's sort of like a dimmer on the light switch. Again, this is the HIBLOW ACO 9610 air pump. It's actually, in my opinion, actually looks a bit better than the gold on the HIBLOW Baby, because the silver is just a little bit more appealing, I guess. The gold actually makes it kind of, on the HIBLOW Baby, actually kind of makes it look a bit dated. I actually wish they would update that color. But let's see how this does in comparison. So this thing's actually running right now. It's on the super low power. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. You can't really hear any noise actually, but the vibration is there. So actually, this is actually fairly silent. If only it didn't have the sort of vibration noise when it was at full power and when you're actually connected to the air tubes. So let's go ahead and dial it up. This is the lowest setting. There is still air, not a whole lot, but let's go ahead and turn it up. This is at maximum setting. Honestly, the vibration level at this level, unobstructed, you can hear now that there is a little bit more airflow, right? Unobstructed, this is actually pretty silent. It's actually pretty good, and it actually looks nice too. But the problem is once you obstruct it, once you put your air tubes in, your air stones in, connected to a sponge filter, this is what happens. It's actually in front of the camera right now. It's actually doing a bit better when in real life when I plug it outside. So I'm just blocking all the air tubes right now, or air nozzles. You can hear with a moderate amount. I'm letting a bit of air out, but still keeping it a bit, as long as there's enough resistance there to mimic an air stone and an air tube connected, right? And here, that vibration is going up. I'm not sure if it turns out as well on the camera, but here sitting live, it definitely is notably louder. If you completely block it, actually it does not sound, but if you give it a bit of room, mimic the resistance of the air stone and air tube, then you can hear the vibration is actually pretty loud. So we're going to do the same comparison again for the HIBLOW Baby. Earlier I completely blocked the exit nozzle, so maybe that's not a fair comparison, but we'll do that again in a second. But you can hear there's a very distinct vibration sound, almost like a small refrigerator. Alright, so that's at the highest power setting, and then at the lower power setting, actually you can't hear much of anything. But then again, at this lower power setting, you're not gonna get much airflow out of it. Resistance? No resistance. Some resistance? And hear that vibration sound coming up. No resistance. Alright, so that's it for comparison. I'm gonna switch back to the HIBLOW Baby and let's see how it does with some resistance, like mimicking an air tube and air stone, but not completely blocking the nozzle this time. Alright, so we're bringing back the HIBLOW Baby. A nice gold color, although still feels a bit dated. So let's go ahead and plug this in. Bear with me, I'm struggling a little with the switch. Alright, there we go, nice and snug. Alright, turn on the power. And immediately, this was as how we left it on the high setting. You can hear that the vibration is actually still decently loud. But this time, we're gonna not completely block the nozzle, but just give it a little bit of an opening to mimic an air tube and an air stone, so there's some resistance to the airflow. So let's go. So you can see how, hopefully it turns out well on the camera, but now all I'm hearing is the sound of airflow. I can hardly hear the vibration, which is different to that of the highly air air pump, where when I give it some resistance, the vibration sound actually goes way higher. No resistance, the vibration sound. Now I'm going to block the nozzle completely. No sound, which is not really fair comparison. So let's do it, give it a little bit of escape so that there's some airflow. Again, mimicking air tube and air stone. I only hear the sound of air escaping, like the sound of air escaping a balloon. But I do, there's a little bit of vibration, I can hear a little bit of vibration sound, but I can guarantee you, once I hook it up to an air stone and airflow, sponge filter, then I'll probably hear the bubbles and I'll not hear the vibration. Whereas for the highly air, I can guarantee you for the last few days it's been buzzing outside my room. I can hear the vibration once I open the door. This, I'm pretty sure I will only hear the flow of water or bubbles. Like, I barely hear the vibration right now. Here's covering half the nozzle. It's a little bit of vibration sound, but it's not obvious. So more resistance, still air is still escaping, but not. I'm covering more of the hole. I lifted my finger there a little bit. So again, let's go. No resistance. It's a little bit of vibration sound. Full resistance. Totally nothing, silent. So I'm gonna release my finger slowly, and you'll hear the difference. Again. Here's where I'm releasing a little bit. Really, I hear more the sound of air coming out, like a balloon, than anything else. Even when my finger is just halfway closing the nozzle, I'm right about halfway right now. It's really more air escaping the nozzle than anything else. I might still be able to hear the vibration, but then again, that's because I'm a light sleeper. I don't know about you guys, but it's generally more acceptable. My finger's about halfway open right now across the nozzle. So I'm going to keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna try again. Fully closed. Again, this is on the high power setting, so 6 liters per minute. Barely hear anything if I'll say my finger is covering like 80% of it. Okay, so let's switch over to a low power setting and see how it does. Alright, full resistance to none, okay? Alright, so that kind of concludes the sound test, if you will. Overall, what are my impressions? I do think this will be somewhat, this will definitely be more silent than the HIBLOW air pump. As to exactly how silent, I think I'm still confident I will only hear the flow of water and bubbles if I connected this to my air stones and sponge filters. So overall, seems okay. We'll see how it does once I hook it up to my actual tanks and sponge filters, etc. But right now, I'm feeling pretty confident that it will sort of more or less live up to its more silent claim to fame, right? It does feel like it's going to be more silent. And if I'm going to put this in a bedroom, it might actually be more silent, or rather, I'm pretty sure it'll be more silent than the HIBLOW air pump. I couldn't possibly sleep with the HIBLOW air pump. But we'll give you guys an update once we hook this up properly, and we'll see. But so far, so good. It's looking good, and hopefully this is useful for all you guys out there considering the HIBLOW Baby C-5F air pump. All right, cheers. And that's it.